Hello everyone, we are decorating the wedding soaps today, and I promised I would show you how it came out. And that's a stack of them that has already been done, and that's a stack waiting to be done. And we've sort of got ourselves an assembly line going, and I wanted to show you what we're doing. We are taking a piece of this here, which is the tulle that I bought at Walmart, and we took the, this is what we were using before, but she didn't like this. It was too soft of a pink for the colors that they're using, and so we went with a more wine colored pink, which matched perfectly their invitations that they were doing. And we're using wine colored ribbon and blue ribbon, and their invitations are so beautiful. They've got flowers and blue and wine and with some purple, but we couldn't find any purple ribbon or any purple tulle, so we're working just with the blue and the wine pink color. And what we're doing is we cut off a piece. There we go. We cut off a piece. It's getting close to about a foot, and we're folding it one time even, and then I'm sitting the soap in the center and bunching it up. Oops, sorry, I can't get used to this tripod. It's always in the way, but it's nice having both hands. Alright, and then I take and tie it once, and I've been using my teeth to hold one side. Okay, but you can do it without your teeth, but I found teeth to be really handy with this to hold one side of the ribbon while I'm pulling. And then I take and pull up and push the ribbon down nice and tight up against it, and then I turn it away from me, and then I do it again, and it's easier now. I don't have to use my teeth. I can just do it with my fingers. Okay, Bridget, and see, we've got an assembly line. There's some that Bridget's fixing to twirl for us. So now, Bridget, you show us what you're doing next.
So you just take it and
curl.
Curl. Nice one. We'll make sure it doesn't get folded. We had an accident earlier. Ooh, it was bad.
Okay, and then we're pulling and pushing again, and then what do you do next?
We take and we trim.
We found that they look real plumey. Oh, that little corner there.
Yep, just a corner.
Yep. And so you can see, we found that when we cut them about shay high, which looks to be about 3 inches, 2.5 to 3 inches. I'd say 2.5 easy from top to bottom, because this is 2.5, and that's about the same. So it's about the length of the soap. See, here it sort of flops and falls over, but here it looks nice and plumey, and it really sits up pretty. And then the customer is going to take and thread a card onto one of these and make one more tie knot, and then she will have her card on there for her guests. I guess it's a thank you gift for a wedding favor, you might call it. So that is our finished product. Isn't that cute? And these are 2.5 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch, and this is what they look like. We made those. I made these, I think, Sunday. Didn't I make them Sunday?
Sounds right.
Yeah, and today is Thursday. And they are all done.
Yay, hot process soap.
Yes. Yes. If I had been a cold process soap person, I would not have been able to get these ready for them on time that I know of anyway. I don't do cold process, but I believe it's 4 to 6 weeks. They have an oven method that they do, but I'm not familiar with it well. And I know that probably a lot of you are, so you know. But so I think hot process though is a perfect solution for wedding and baby shower soaps, because you just have to have like 7 days notice to be able to get them ready for the shower. And you know, people don't always have a lot of notice, and when they do, then you could do something cute with the cold process. Wouldn't it be cute to put little plastic ducks in baby shower ones, and have just the head sticking out?
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, little baby ducks, or even other critters, you know, and for those people who have...
Well, I've seen those little bracelets at the Dollar Tree. They're little plastic. They say baby, and they're pink or blue or yellow.
Yes,
Cute.
but just think how cute this would be if they had like little individual moles. And I know that's probably a pain in the butt working with little individual moles, but
Probably.
you could pour it in there and then stick a duck down in it to where just the head was sticking out right here, so that when you turn it this way, the little duck would be looking at you.
That would be cute.
I don't know. I was just, you know, I was just thinking about that last night. I was thinking, wouldn't that be cute? And so anyway, so I'm just doing another one here so you can see how I do it. I'm turning this, since the strings sort of go that way, I'm turning it around and doing these the opposite way, hoping that the little curlers will feather out that way. And then I am just pulling them up. Alright, scoop some of these that's done over here so they can see them closer up. Ooh, isn't these cute? And you know, these would have been really pretty with white soap that didn't have any color.
Yes, they would have been really pretty with white soap.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. These would have been really pretty just white.
Yeah.
And just in that way, the colors of the decorations would have really stood out. And whatnot on the decorations.
But we'll think about it next time.
Yeah, but the customer asked for yellow, and I didn't see any yellow in her invitations. She must have just thought that the yellow looked rustic and would have looked really, you know, looked really nice with the colors that she was wanting to use. So, and I'm going to put these on my website pretty soon. I'm going to just take some pictures of these and some of the other ribbons and things, and so people sort of have an idea of what we can do and whatnot, and then we will have them available for sale in lots of 30. Alright, say bye to YouTube.
Bye.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say, after I'm going to tag the video of how I made these soaps onto the end for folks that come across this video but they don't come across, you know, the how I made them video. So if you keep watching, you will see from start to finish how I made the molds out of cardboard and plastic, and how I made the soaps from scratch in a crock pot. Alright, bye YouTube. Hello, today we are making small soaps for a wedding shower. So I've made some little homemade molds, and in just a minute I'll show you how to make those. I've got my soap cooked to where it is about 30 minutes from being done. And so I am adding my super fats at this time. And let me this crock pot is going to be pretty full. I did not cook all of the soap in this crock pot, but I'm attempting to add everything. So I cooked, this is a double batch crock pot, and then I cooked part of it in another single batch crock pot, but now I have put it all together to where it'll be easy to scent everything exactly the same and color everything exactly the same color, because it's for, of course, a wedding. And we want everything to be uniform. Now I'm making yellow, so I'm adding my shea butter, my olive oil, my coconut oil, my glycerin, my vitamin E. See, shea butter, coconut oil, olive oil, vitamin E, and glycerin, excuse me. And I'm adding, because I don't want my soaps to be, it's a wedding, and I don't want them to be an obtrusive yellow. I want a little bit milder yellow. Instead of putting 3 tablespoons, which it's usually 1 tablespoon per batch, I'm putting only 2 tablespoons for the whole thing. And I'm having to work a little harder to get all these super fats and colorant and glycerin and all that stuff in. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and mix all this up and work it and work it and work it gently to keep it all in this crock pot. I do that with a lot of my soaps. I will put 2 crock pots is 1 mold's worth for me. So it takes 2 crock pots full of soap to make 1 mold of soap. And a lot of people will fill their crock pot up really full, but then they have so much issues with boil over. And so I have found it is easier to put less oil in 2 crock pots and not have near the issue with boil over. And then at the end, combine it all into 1 crock pot to do your coloring and your scenting and any other additives you're adding for the loaf, because this is a loaf and a half normally, but normally it would be 2 loaves of soap. 2 crock pots makes 1 loaf. So, but this is 3 crock pots worth, really. Alright, because this is my big crock pot. I think this is a 6 quart. Alright, so now we've got it all mixed up. And I'm going to let this cook for another 30 minutes. And then on low. And then we will put our soap in the molds. But right now we're going to go make soap molds out of cardboard and plastic and masking tape. And this is a handy little thing to do for Christmas presents, showers, weddings, gift baskets, and things of that sort. So I hope it's of some use to you in your soaping. Hello everyone. Today I'm making cardboard molds to be used to make shower soaps, or you could also use these for making hotel soaps or gift soaps or Christmas variety packs of little soaps. I'm making these out of cardboard and poly bag. And so I took apart a cardboard box, and I have a ruler, I think they call those, I call them razor knives, little disposable ones you get real cheap at the Dollar Tree. I need an ink pen or pencil, a pair of scissors. I don't use this a lot, but it's good to have a pair. And some masking tape. And I highly recommend the masking tape over any other tape, because it will pull off and put back on if you make a mistake. Alright, and then the last thing I'm using one of these little poly mailers. I bought these on eBay, and I ship out of them. And you can buy all different sizes on eBay. And so, and they're poly, P-O-L-Y, I think, poly mailers. Not male as in, of course, male and female, but mail as in you mail something, mailers. So, this is what we're going to do today. The first thing, I am making these I just had these were 12, a little bit under 12 inches, and I'm wanting to achieve 10 bars of soap out of these, and by guarantee, and I might get a little more, but I want to definitely get 10 inches, and so I'm making these roughly about an inch bigger so that I've got plenty of room to straighten edges, because I have to be sure this is for a wedding shower. And so the first thing I want to do is I should have told you our dimensions. These are 2 inches wide and 2.5 inches tall. 2.5 inches tall and 2 inches wide. Okay, the first thing we do is I find the prettiest flap, and this has got some clear tape on it. So we'll go with this side here. This side's beat up a little bit, so I'm going to go with this seam here. And if your cardboard don't have any seams, I'm showing you how to make the seams, so don't worry about it. Or I should say bendies. Alright. Now, the first thing we're going to do is find out where I throw the ruler. There we go. Alright, is from this seam, there it is, we're doing 2.5 inches, so I like to always bend up so that I'm sure I've got a correct record on that. So that's 2.5 inches, and so I bend up so I'm sure that I've got 2.5 inches. I sell these by particular size, so I want to make sure I got that size. Alright. My table is a little bowed in the middle. It's just an old junk TV table, and I must have measured wrong here on one of these. Let's see what I did. And that is 1, 2.5. Yep, I slightly got too much right here. Let's make sure I did it right here. Okay. Alright. And so then I'm going to take and make a light pin mark, and then I'm going to take and score lightly. And the reason I make the pin mark is so I can see if I've scored it correctly. And see, here's my pin mark. And then you can just take your knife and go down the seam. And now we have one side and one bendy. Alright, now we want this side, so we're going to turn it over to the back. This is the back of our mold, the outside. And we want to make sure that we get 2 inches, and I'm doing slightly more, just a tad more, in case I have to clean an edge. I want a little extra room. Okay. So then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make my mark. And that looks good, so now I'm going to put it back on it. And then, now we're just scoring lightly. We're just letting it, nope. Alright, because we don't want to go all the way through the cardboard. And so then we can just bend it, and there's our seam. So now there's our mold. All I got to do is cut off the excess. So I want to do the same thing from the bendy. I want to do 2.5 inches. And I'm not putting any excess on this because I want to be able to run a straight edge across the soap and get a nice flat edge. Because the soaps are so small, we don't want any major variances on the top. And so now I'm doing the same. I am drawing a line, checking my dots, putting it back on the line, and then I score it And then I just run my blade down through there. It travels it pretty easy because we've already got it scored well. And here is our mold. Now, we want the bottom up if you're using the poly bags, and you can also use a heavy gauge garbage bag, but you don't want any, or a heavy gauge, I mean, these things are tough and they won't melt, and so you just want a good thick sturdy plastic, or you can use freezer paper. Alright, now I'm going to get me a few pieces of masking tape here, and because my poly bag has this, I want to take and press the cardboard and pull it up nice and snug. Okay, now I want to pull the poly bag nice and snug back this way so I get all the excess out as best I can. Alright, now this is the top. We're going to bend it up like this, and then we're going, I cut these out ahead of time. They're roughly 2 inches wide, which is how wide our mold is, and these here are 3.5 inches because I wanted something to pick them up by. So what we're going to do is we're going to need 4 long pieces of tape. It's 1, see, you can get this masking tape apart when you make mistakes. It will work with you. Okay, now these I'm going to remake and throw away every time. I'm going to be cutting the ends off, so if some of the cardboard sticks to my soap, I'm not worried about it. Because I've got to let these sides down to get the soap out, so I have to take this out, take it away. So I am going to not worry about coating it. So now I'm going to stick a piece of tape to it, bend it up. I'm going to put it 1/4 of an inch or so in and let the tape lightly stick to the wall of my mold. And it don't have to be an exact science, just you want it to lightly stick. And now that's just step 1. Let's do the next one. This one's playing much nicer. Alright, that's step 1. Now, step 2 is we push it down and clasp it, and then we go ahead and get one piece down, push and clasp, and we will put some tension on it, and that makes sure that our mold does not come apart under the stress of the soap. So you put one side down, then you, and this one's good and snug, you push, and now we have our mold. And we're definitely going to get at least 10 1-inch slices of soap out of this that are perfect for hotels, rental cabins, baby showers, wedding showers, as gifts for the guests. And also sample boxes for Christmas where you want to put several soaps in a little box and sell them for an assortment as a Christmas present this Christmas. So this is an easy way to make a mold. And I don't know if this would work with cold processed soap unless I think you're going to have to coat the end with plastic because you might leak around the edges. So you might have to put another little technique in there to make sure this end is watertight. So that's all I got to say about that. Maybe some duct tape. Putting duct tape across it, and then if it did seep in there, it would just be built up in here. Putting waterproof, like duct tape is really, really watertight. And maybe putting like one piece this way and another piece, or you know, so you got two strips this way, and then taking a piece and flapping it up so you've got all your crevices took care of, and you know that you won't have any leakage on a cold process soap. And so, but I've got to have these ready by Sunday, and today is Sunday, so I'm doing hot process soap. All right, I hope you've enjoyed how to make this mold, this cardboard mold. And you can of course make this on a much bigger scale, any size you wanted. Bye, YouTube. Okay, I forgot I wanted to put some honey in the soap, and so it's been cooking about 10 minutes and then the light bulb went off. So I am getting out the honey. And I'm not measuring. And I've got a lot of soap here. Let's see, on the oils, I have got 24 of one oil and 24 of a, no. It's 3 times 12, 3 times 12, and 3 times 7.5. That is the recipe of oils, and so y'all can add that up if it's important to you about how many oils is in here. I try to never use more than 3 oils in a recipe. I think that if you're going to buy an expensive oil to use in your soap and you're doing hot process, why not save it for your super fats? Find good oils that when you put 3 oils together, you get a nice hard, creamy, bubbly bar when you run it through the soap cow. And then once you get your hard, creamy, bubbly bar, do it with 0 super fats on your soap cow. On your recipe, put in 0 where it says 5, and then use your expensive oils as super fats after the lye has become inert. And that's the oils, those expensive oils will be in there to make your customer's skin feel awesome. And of course, we're not using, you know, we're not using junk oil, but still, we're not spending all of that money for making soap out of oil that the lye will eat and make into soap. We're using our expensive oils to super fat the soap so that that super fat will be sitting there in the bar waiting to make your customer's skin feel awesome. Okay, so now we got to let it cook a little bit longer. Now that I remembered the honey. And then we'll cool it down and put our scent in. Okay, our soap has cooked, and now I'm going to take the lid off of it and stir it some and get some of the extra heat out, and that will cause it to cool a little faster. It would be nice if we could leave the lid off, but we can't because then it would crust over on the top and not be workable. So we got to leave our lid on. I've got my thermometer out, and so soon we will be adding the lavender. We're going to do lavender for these soaps for a wedding, and I find it more affordable to work with just one fragrance when you're doing you know, soaps for a wedding shower or a baby gift. I mean a baby shower or a wedding, because I think you'll end up putting less in. And you can also look at your different fragrances and see which ones take less to make your soap smell good. And then and that way, and let them choose from those scents, and don't pick something like patchouli as one of your options because you have to use so much of it. You'd probably have to use 10 ounces in this much soap. And then another thing to cut cost is I always use strong whenever I'm picking out a fragrance. When you're on the fragrance calculator, I choose strong, but I'm going to choose medium today because I don't want some people, there's the occasional person does not like a soap that is real strong, and this is a gift for everybody and it's got to fit everybody, so I'm choosing medium so that I know that maybe everybody will be comfortable with that much scent. So, alright, so we'll let it cool down. Okay, now the flash point of lavender is 156, but I have found that I like to keep my soap no cooler than 160, and so, and I've been doing pretty good with just tempting the flash point a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put the the essential oil in at 160. So let's get started with that. Make a little hole in the middle because we have got 4 ounces of essential oil, and it's just not going to let me get a hole in the middle. Now, first thing I'm going to do is lift up and try to get some of that essential oil down towards the bottom since I'm working with such a full crock. And since I have, look at that cute little piece of white soap that must have fell off my spoon, or maybe it was on the side of the crock and didn't get colored, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. I have found to change your spoon when you color, because there'll be dried pieces of white soap stuck to your spoon, and then when you go to stir it later, after you've colored, a piece of that white soap will fall into the crock, and then you get this adorable little piece of white soap, which I think is so beautiful and rustic. But since our bars are going to be so small, a big piece of white soap would really stand out. So I'm going to try to pull those out. Okay. Wouldn't you know, my memory card decided to choose that moment to get full, so I had to go and move a couple of videos. And right when my soap was ready to go in the mold, but I just couldn't let y'all miss this part, so. So anyway, I had to clean a little bit of the extra soap off my spoon so it'd be easier to work with, because we're going to be working with really little small molds for this soap. And we got to make sure we get plenty of soap in there, and air pockets will be a serious issue. So right now I'm gonna take, before I get to the top, and I'm gonna run that through there, and I'm gonna take and bounce it up and down some before I even get ready to put the top on. And you say, well, with you working with these little bitty molds, what will you do if your soap gets too cool and you can't work with it to get it all in all these little molds? I will turn the crock pot back on, stick the lid on, and heat it back up. Okay. I brought a couple of different things. No, I don't like that. I think I'm going to use my thermometer and put a little swirl of movement across the top. And if you'll notice, it is starting, it's wanted to give just a little bit there in the middle. And if I see that it's going to keep doing that, I'm going to put a piece of masking tape. I'll show you what we'll do. We'll take a piece of masking tape and go just like that. Alright, let's get us another one going. Can you hear my little grandbaby in the background? He's in the living room. And I've been babysitting him while I do soap, and that's something I never do, but she just had to run to the store, and it was just going to be for 15 minutes. And it was while I was, and I'd already done the lye, because I won't have my grandbabies anywhere near me when I'm doing soap. And so I had him in the living room, and so Mama just come home and he wants a bottle. And so she's running to go get him a bottle. I'm going to scoop this soap down in here. Bridget, you got Henry a bottle? You know, I got sidetracked with making sure that the mold didn't get sideways with the masking tape, and I've been forgetting to knock my molds up and down. This tripod doesn't help any. I'm having to fight with the legs of my tripod too. I still don't have enough in there. Oh, there's a little piece of white soap. Alright, well you've got the basic idea, and so now we'll let those mold, and tomorrow we'll give them a cut. Hello YouTube. Okay, so we made our little wedding gift soaps for the bridal shower, and this is our homemade mold, and so let's see how they turned out. Now, if you remember, I started bulging a little bit right here in the middle, and so I put a piece, after I put the design on the top, I put a little piece of tape, and this masking tape is so nice because I could even reuse that at another date. I mean, masking tape's very friendly, user-friendly, that's it, it's user-friendly. Alright, so let's see how it works. I'm going to take this middle piece out, so I'm going to cut through the tape on both sides and cut those out. And I guess I'll just keep those, I can reuse them. My garbage can's got too far away. Alright, now let's do the other side. And the cardboard is releasing really easy from the soap. It is not sticking in any way. Look, there's a little bit stuck up here that just got slapped up on it, but right here where it was touching the soap, there is nothing on there. So that's a good sign. It just come right off. And so now let's see how it does. And one lady asked, could you use the corrugated, I think it's called corrugated plastic, and if you've ever seen the political signs or the yard sale signs that it looks like cardboard, it's thick, it's plastic, and then layers of plastic just like cardboard, you'll see woven in the middle. If we could use that to make these soap molds, and I would say yes. The only thing I've noticed, and they mentioned that Nancy today used, and I'm just rubbing my hand across here and slicking down the sides. Nancy today uses those as liners in her molds. And they said, oh, and see, there it is. And I'll be able to reuse that. And I can even take that to the sink and wash it because the cardboard is completely plastic coated. But they asked me if you could use that instead of having to put cardboard inside plastic, and the answer is yes. The only thing I've noticed is that Nancy today, when she uses the corrugated plastic as her liner, she takes a wet knife. She wets her knife, and then she has to ease it in between the corrugated cardboard or corrugated plastic to get it to release from the soap. And she has to work with it a little more, and you saw how easy that popped off. And these soaps being so small, it might be just a little bit more of a hindrance to try to deal with getting that corrugated plastic off the sides. But I don't know because I've not tried it. I just know that I've watched her. I love her videos. I've watched her do that from time to time. Work with the corrugated plastic as her liners, and she even gets some of it. She told me, I saw one video where she had went to the dump and she found a whole bunch of it in black that somebody just threw it away, where they had made some signs and they were done with them and they just threw it away, and it was big pieces. So she was able to redo all of her molds with new liner. And I love the idea of those liners. I told the lady that if she chose one fragrance instead of putting several fragrances, that I could make the soaps cheaper. And I did add honey, and I didn't charge for that. And we had two prices: a 1/2 inch size soap bar and an inch size soap bar. And this is our little soap bar. Isn't it cute? And I colored it with the turmeric for yellow. And we have a lady that makes cakes, and she has a little cake shop next to her house. And I'm thinking that I may fix up some samples and take them to her and ask her, because everybody's there coming getting their wedding cake. I'm saying, if you make orders for these soaps, could you, I'll give you a certain percentage of the order, and see if it would be enough to make it worth her while. And the 1/2 inch soaps would be perfect for somebody who is just wanting to economize just a little bit more. And how I would do that is I would cut me a piece of cardboard, and I would make it a 1/2 inch wide, and I would lay it in the track so that when my soap slides up, it would hit that piece of cardboard. And so instead of cutting an inch, it would cut a 1/2 inch. And the way I priced them is I priced them by so much to wrap and package if I do that. In other words, I could just give that to the bride's family and they can wrap them and package them to suit them. Or I charged another fee if I packaged and wrapped them. And after I cut a few, I'm going to show you the different packaging ideas that I had. I've still got to purchase one thing, but I think you can imagine it, and everything. And so these adorable little soaps, you could price them. As I said, I didn't put oats or honey, or I did put the same amount of shea butter and olive oil and coconut oil and vitamin E and glycerin, because when people use these soaps, they're going to want to buy more. So we want to make sure that they're just as wonderful as all the other soaps that I make. But instead of putting several essential oils, I told them to just pick one. And then I thought if I work up some samples to go to the cake lady with an order list, and I'm going to do some soaps of different colors that I can make so that they can choose the colors that they want. And so then they will have a choice of colors, and I'm going to pick out some different colors of the tulle, and also the paper, that tissue paper. I'm going to pick out some different colors of that and wrap some. And I may, and then I'm going to take them to her. And then that new shop in Fort Payne that just took my soaps on consignment, they have bridal registry. So I'm going to make a display for them and see if they also would like to have a little display there, and they can take orders, and that way we can share in the profit. Now this one here, that's about the size of the half-inch one would be if it was cut. It's just a little end piece. Let's see how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm losing count already, but that was 8. Let me get them lined up again. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, I did get 11. I made my mole, if you remember correctly, I wanted to definitely get 10 bars of soap out of it. So I started with 12 inches. And so I got 11 bars and a little bit. And so that makes me very happy. So, alright, so now I'm going to turn off the camera, and then, oh wait, I wanted to show you one other thing. This is my scrap pile. I'm going to get it up here since I'm going to be scrapping. One of the things, once the soap has become cured, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to run my, this is a potato cutter, across it. I'm going to just run it across all the seams. And I may run it down the edges a little bit and get a little smoother edge. I'm being really gentle with it now, and you don't want to do that when it's soft because your knife can slip too easy. When it's nice and cured, the soap won't give so much, so you can press down a little bit. But isn't that cute with the little edges all detailed? Okay, so now let's get out our packaging and let's show you some of the ideas I had. And I know y'all are going to have even better ideas. It's been ages since I fooled with baby showers and things of that sort. So, but I just come up with a little bit of an idea. And so I'm going to show it to you, and then we will finish up this video. Okay, I went and got all my stuff, and now this was an idea. This is what the customer requested, and this is tulle, and I got this right here. It says that it's good for interior, exterior, so we know that it will hold up to the moisture of soap. And I got 25 yards in this pretty pink for under $3. So I thought that was pretty handy. And I'm getting 25 yards, and there's 3 feet to a yard, and I figure it'll take 6 inches to a foot, somewhere in there, to do each soap. So I got 2 rolls though, just for safety's sake. And this is the tulle, and we could use 2 colors, which would be very nice. But this is one of the things that we can do, and that is we pull it up in the tulle, and this is also nice and airy, so that's good. And we pull that up, and that looks nice, like that. I think 2 colors would look really nice, and this baby soft pink is looking white. And see how pink it looks? But when I hold it up here, it looks really white. So I may go back and get a darker colors. And then they're using yellow. So I thought that we could. And I bought the kind of ribbon that when you pull on it, it curls. So I may have cut it too short. And then we'll just take our, I bet my fingernail would do it. Let's see. Yep. And there we go. And I definitely think I'm going to go get a darker pink. They had a really hot pink, and I definitely think we're going to need that. Okay, and then I saw those little, they have those little plastic, They were out of them when I went shopping, and I got to go back and get them. But when they get them back in, but they have these little wedding bands, and it's 2 little wedding bands. I think it's 2 little wedding bands interwoven with each other. They have them in silver and gold, and before you tie the knot, loop one on so that there's the 2 little wedding rings are laying right there, and then also a cute little card. And I told the customer that she would have to supply any card that she wanted, that way she could make it match what she's doing, and she can do the writing, and I won't accidentally misspell the bride's name. You know me and writing and spelling, it's just never been my forte. So anyway, so now that's one thing, and then another one and 2 colors of ribbon would be really nice too. And I've got several colors. I just pulled the yellow one out because we're doing yellow, but yellow and white would look really nice. And so here is the tissue paper. I'll do the same thing. Put some curls in it. And I didn't cut a clean edge on that one. But you could even do some work to it if you thought that it didn't look right. But I think the cute little points look good, but you know, you could cut them off in some cute little fashion, or use those scissors that have the zigzag pattern when you cut it. Boy, that would be nice. But you could have them, see where we've got more in the back and less in the front. And it would probably even be pretty to take and put a hot pink paper, because they have those, and then put the tulle on top of that, so that this is on the inside and then this is on the outside. Boy, wouldn't that look nice? And so that is what we're going to do. But now I also saw these. I'm a yard sale person, and the last time my daughter was pregnant and we were going to do a baby shower, I went to a yard sale, and a lady had a baby shower, and all of her baby shower scraps she had piled up in a box for $1. And it was, I don't know, $60 worth of plates, cups, napkins, everything the Blue Wonder. So I thought to myself, well, I'm getting that. And we did. I mean, there was the little expandable baby things that you hang up, you know, I mean, it was just everything you would need was there. And so I also saw, so I had these left over, but I also thought that these would be nice to use the napkins, and then you could actually make your soaps match the napkins that you were using at the baby shower or at the wedding shower, or wedding, if these might be wedding wedding gifts. And so I thought that was really adorable. And then we do the same thing, and put the little ribbon on it. And with the little rings, boy, isn't that nifty. And I don't think you should tie it in 2 knots, because you don't want the wedding guests to be fighting to get their soap out. But I think that's just adorable, and that would be very inexpensive. You get 16 of these, and probably the Dollar Tree has some attractive, I mean, a lot of people go to Dollar Tree for things, for party napkins and things, but these were actually bought at Hallmark, so, but only, you get 16 of those. But for my purposes, I'm doing 60 soaps. So for me, this is the cheapest way out. This here is like $1 for umpteen sheets, and I'll just cut them into 4s. And this is only $3 for 25 yards. So this is definitely an awesome way to go, I think, when it comes to expense. And this was only 97 cents at Walmart, and then I found them at the Dollar General store, 2 for $1. In the little loose roll. So you can find the ribbon in 2 different places, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Here's what the soaps are looking like, and I noticed that that most of them are really straight, but I found one of them that was bowed a little, and you just use that. I don't know where I've put it now. I've hid it from myself. The potato peeler. There it is. You just use that potato peeler on that bowed out section, and just slowly work it until you get that off. And the masking tape, I highly recommend that. It works a lot better than using a stronger tape. So I'm going to keep cutting little soaps and get them cured up. The shower's this Sunday. I thought it was Friday at first, so I was like really running and working hard, but I got a few more days, so I'm good. So anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this, and I did have one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and that was that right now YouTube has got a glitch going. It was to where whenever I would try to send somebody a message, sometimes it wouldn't let me. It would tell me that their username was invalid, and I kept sending them. If you go down to the bottom of the page, you can hit report bug, I think it is. And so anyway, so I kept hitting that report button and highlighting the fact that I was having problems, and so they cleared that up. But now when I go to my video page and I try to reply to a comment that you've left, I hit the little reply button, but a text box won't open up, so I can't answer you on the video. And you know I always respond to every comment. I never leave somebody without a reply, and I really enjoy chatting back and forth about my videos on the video page. So what I've been doing is when you leave a comment, I try to reply. If it won't let me, then I go ahead and report bug again. And then I click on your channel and I go in there where it says send you a message, and I click send you a message. And then I reply to your comment with a personal message. But there are a few people that I can't do that for because you have it on contact lock, I think it is, where nobody can contact you unless you have approved them as a contact. So there are some people that I'm not able to reply to your comment. And so if you are one of those persons who have it on contact lock, if you want to just send me a personal message, you can go ahead and type your comment there on the page, and then go ahead and send me a personal message too. Also, if you don't mind, if you're on one of my videos, if you would try to reply to someone else's comment, and if it won't let you, would you please go down to the bottom of the page and hit report bug and go through this. Just 2 steps. It doesn't take but like 10 seconds. If you wouldn't mind doing that, and maybe they'll fix it, because I really like to be able to comment or reply to your comments, and it's just really, really upsetting me that I can't, especially for those persons that have the contact lock. I can't even let you know that I'm attempting to answer your question, and I really want to answer your questions. And then anyway, so please subscribe. Please hit the like button, and if the option comes up to share me on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, I think it's MySpace, not YouTube. Anyway, please do, and please leave me your comments. Please send me personal messages with questions. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. I love to do that. So, bye YouTube. Okay, here is our little soaps. Aren't they cute? And most of them come out perfectly straight. It was just the first mold that I opened up that had a little wonky side. The rest of them all came out really, I think, almost perfect. So I'm really pleased with the little soaps. And if you would like to order some soaps for your wedding or baby shower or bridal shower or birthday party or anniversary party for your guests as little gift soaps, I'll have them on my website really soon, and you can go to my website and send me an email for a quote if I've not already got them posted. And if you would like to buy some soap from me, I have the big bars. Here's some sitting here waiting to go. This is my citronella, and this is my tea tree. And I'm sorry, cedar and tea tree, and citronella and tea tree. Great for taking care of those bugs. So if you would like to order some of these little soaps or some of my big soaps, you can go to my website. There'll be a link in the description. Bye, YouTube.